This is happening. Oh, did you hear me? I'm from Pennsylvania, where there are deer everywhere, and I've never seen deer in any other place I've lived. Even though they were supposed to be in Colorado, I never saw them. Obviously, we're not in Miami. Like, this is not good. Hello, I am Lauren-Blair Donovan. This is another episode coming from a cemetery for Creepy and Kooky Cali vlog. You might remember her from the Rose Bowl flea market episode, Jen Curcio, one of the only non-cemetery Creepy and Kooky episodes so far. I guess cemeteries are just easier to go to if you're trying to be on theme. How you doing today, Jen?
Good, how are you?
A-okay, we'll get into the logistics of what we're up against today. We are at Forest Lawn, Hollywood Hills. Lots of forest lawns.
So true.
Very confusing. Sounds like a redundant episode because the last one will be the Glendale one, but now we are at a different forest lawn. Very different vibe though. And also, before I forget, of course we got Lady Grimaldi who's being, hi, say hi to your fans. Okay, she's being chill as always. So you said you've been to the cemetery before, right?
Yeah, I came here when I first moved to LA. One of the people I moved here with was like, I like cemeteries, and I was like, me too.
Do I know this person?
No, she moved.
Okay.
But yeah, we came here and she was like, I heard Michael Jackson is buried here.
He's
it's
at the
other one. Yeah. So we like walked all over.
Oh, what a cemetery to walk all over. It's so big.
Mm-hmm.
Was she sad that it like wasn't here? Or?
We never figured that out until like now.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, oh, I heard he's in a secret spot.
Mm-hmm. That's true too.
It is true.
She was almost correct.
Yeah.
It was like so close, but no cigar. Where does this like, because you've been here before and you've been to, this is the third cemetery we've been to together.
Yeah.
Which is all you need to know about our friendship. Where does this like, I guess immediately rank? Maybe you'll have a different opinion after today, but like, do you have a pre-episode idea of where this like kind of falls for you?
Yeah, I'd say like if it's a scale 1 to 10, I'd say it's like in the middle. Like I like it, but it's like there's like one cemetery, I don't remember the name of it, but it's in Pasadena, and that's probably my favorite one.
Ooh, I don't know if I know that one.
Yeah, I'll have to text my friend who I went to because another friend and I went to that one together.
We have a lot in common with our friends.
But it was beautiful. It was like creepy, lots of like oak trees, I think.
Oh,
so it was
that's
very,
cool for
like,
California.
Yeah, it was very like Pennsylvania.
Speaking of, there's a mural in back of us that's patriotic AF. This is
the
third out of the 4 most recent episodes that are going to have a lot of Colonial Day themes in California. So we'll pan to that in a second. But that's funny it ranks high for you because this is one of my least favorites.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the middle, but
this would be towards the end for me. Like,
yeah,
it'd be in like the last part of a top 10, I would say. It's not that it's not pretty. It's cool because it overlooks the Disney animation lot.
Yeah,
that's cool. You can't really see it very well, but I can understand wanting to look at that for all of eternity. Like, I'm not mad at that. But like the hills are like dying, like they're brown, and it's just a lot of flat / rolling hills, but not as scenic, and it's also not labeled. Forest Lawn yesterday was very well labeled. I'm shocked, since it's the same company and they're so corporate, that there's no signs here. We are only kind of guessing where we're at, and so we're either going to have a lot of success or not so much.
Yeah.
Like, I found Liberace on accident, and he's near Bette Davis.
Well, at least.
But I can't even find that where that is now, because that's not where we're at. I thought it was. So
yeah. Well, at least we have all this patriotic goodness. If
she's from Pennsylvania, like me.
Like, it feels like Valley Forge with the murals.
There was a Valley Forge something or another yesterday. I don't think I got it on video, but it was like, I think it was like we were driving past it, and it was like a statue or something.
They were like, this is where
and it said
Washington
Valley Forge.
crossed.
And I'm like, that's not even close geographically.
That's so random.
Yeah, I need to look this up because I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it'll be a fun episode. We'll have fun. Don't know how successful it'll be. It is blazing hot. It's like not even noon and it's 90. And also there's a lot of funerals going on. So that could cause an issue with finding / filming graves out of respect. And there's also a lot of people burning incense at the graves.
which is just insane because this is like a forest fire waiting to happen.
It's near forest fires too. It's the start of Hollywood Hills, which is where a lot of the forest fires in Los Angeles kind of happen. So I have questions. I think it's a spiritual religious thing, so I don't want to judge, but I have questions. Also, I'm getting over a gnarly summer back-to-back colds, tested negative for COVID, and I cough a lot, so and I'm an asthmatic, so I don't want to be near any of that. And there's people coming, so we'll get back to you soon. Bye. We're looking for Paul Walker's grave, and it's not going well, but Jen had an alternative idea.
We came around this thing behind us, and I was like, what if it's just a big screen? Because there's all these chairs, like a movie theater.
Yeah.
So what if it's just a big screen showing all the Fast and the Furious movies?
May he rest.
May he rest.
I'll turn it around.
Makes sense.
Yeah, you see, look, great little movie screenings. Californian history, you know, ships from Europe. The looks like the Salem witch trials, maybe.
That's what I thought.
God, this is so ridiculous. Like, I don't even care to narrate the whole thing. It's just like colonial history on the other side of the continent while this was still Mexico. Like, I don't understand why Forest Lawn loves colonial history so much.
Is that Washington crossing the Delaware?
It is. That was in every single place we were growing up, because we grew up I grew up literally on the Delaware River. You weren't too far from it, right?
No.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even look like Delaware. It looks like or the Delaware. It looks like Alaska. Like, I don't believe that there could have been
that big of tides.
Yeah, and the huge ice chunks.
I know.
Like, I know global warming and all, but I just can't fathom that there was really that much ice before.
So funny. It reminded me, I used to work on a restaurant on the Delaware River, and someone came in once, was like, what state are we in? Which sounds like an idiot thing to say, but Pennsylvania across from Jersey on the Delaware River was the least dumb thing the tourist said. At least had some plausible seeds of doubt, so.
And it is strange, because it's not Delaware. Does the Delaware River even run through Delaware or no?
I'm not even sure.
I don't think it does.
That's poorly named if that's true. Delaware adjacent river. Colonial America in California. Sure, checks out. The good news is we found Stan Laurel. The bad news is, according to the map, John Ritter should be in the vicinity and we cannot find him, so the map is lying. And the map also disregarded about 1 million sections, so we're off to a great start. But we got Stan Laurel. Did you watch Laurel and Hardy?
No.
I started watching a little bit of them like a year or two ago because they were such names I knew.
Yeah.
But they weren't, I didn't know them as well as I should.
I honestly didn't even figure that it was like Laurel and Hardy. I know that sounds terrible.
Well, because you knew them by those names, not Stan.
Yeah, the Stan threw me off.
My dad's name was Hardy. It's what Hardy Har Har Comedy is named for. And one year for Halloween, he hated costumes, but he somehow found a Laurel mask. How do you find a Laurel mask? I don't fucking know.
That is a deep dive.
Yeah, it was like in the 90s or early 2000s too.
Yeah.
And he like, people were like, what are you? And he would just pull the mask down and be like, Laurel and Hardy, and then he didn't have to wear the mask, so. Get it? Laurel and Hardy Har Har Comedy. Jen's a genius. Jen found John Ritter. We thought we were in a section where there was more, I don't know, there's so many ethnicities in this section, we can't read half the languages, but John Ritter's here.
And it's so random. Like, I wouldn't have thought, like, because I saw all these other random ones, and I was like, this one, like, there's nothing, like, there's flowers. So I came to this one because I was like,
right.
Oh, maybe that's somebody.
Because we were just talking about how celebrity graves sometimes can be easy to find because of flowers, but this is so big and has so many celebrities that it might not apply here. Does he have a Beatles quote?
He does.
And in the end, oh, I love you too because he will love you, Meg. That's cute.
There's a random penny in there. And
Where?
a huge
Where's
slug.
the penny?
There's like a penny like
Stuck.
stuck.
Oh. Probably someone left a penny on the grave and the slug just likes Three's Company, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I love that show as a kid.
He's a comedy genius. He's someone I kind of forget to look up to when I'm trying to do my comedy. Like, I always think about Chris Farley.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, no, John Ritter was first, man. He's amazing. His death bummed me out.
It was so unexpected.
I don't have too many celebrity deaths that I've, like, because I've lost so many real people. I try to save it for that. But no, his death was... And didn't he die on, like, 9/11, but, like, 2 years later?
Yeah, I think it was 9/11.
2003 on the grape, yeah.
So...
It was just an eerie day.
Yeah, it was really weird, because wasn't he on the set?
Yeah, and he was sick, and it was, like, this whole thing where, like, a valve or some other artery or something was clogged, and there apparently wasn't a great way to save it. Even if he went early, it still could have been problematic, if I'm remembering it correctly.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It just sucks because he had, like, adult children, he had like late teenage or early 20 children, and then he had, like, a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
It broke my heart. Like,
yeah,
it
really
broke
sad.
my heart. Oh, may he rest. So we found Penn and Teller's grave. Problem is, they're still alive.
I was confused. I was like, did one of them die and we didn't know? Are they really going to be buried together?
Yeah, because Penn has a wife or a partner and kids. So this is amazing that they got a grave together while still alive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard. Do you want to get a grave with me and just
I mean,
be like creepy PA girl
we
grave?
could,
We could.
you
It's
know,
a waste of money, I feel, but like, you know, it'd be funny. People would be like, what the F? Like, we'd be urban legends in the comedy community of Los Angeles.
I heard they had a grave together. It's so funny because I was thinking of a card before I walked over here, and that was it.
Oh my God, you're psychic or magic. I don't know actually which one applies. Well, may Penn and Teller not rest for a long time. So, are you afraid of death? Because you do a lot of projects with death. So I'm curious, like, are you afraid of your own demise, or like, how does that make you feel to think about?
I used to be fine with it, and then I think, like, not that you have to be miserable in life to be okay with death, but I think, like, I got, like, more, like, happy in the last, like, 2 years, so I was, like, you know, I was like, less okay with it. Like, I was like, I want to see what's gonna, like, I want to see things to, like, pan out and, like, you know.
Like, continue to be happy now that you have some ducks in a row type thing? Is that what I'm hearing? I like that. I guess I kind of feel similarly. I'm not happier. In fact, I'm in the middle of a very just messy, fun stage, not so fun stage. But here's the thing, though. I want to get to a happy point. Like, I feel like not enough bucket list stuff has kind of happened. There's just certain things, not even like goals, but just maybe life things that, like, I haven't experienced.
Yeah.
And I'm going to feel like if I go, I won't have lived life.
Yeah.
Even though to some people I've lived a full life. I don't know. I think the stuff that's really important to me, maybe not. But then I can see it if I get there, like what you're talking about. I don't want to give up. I want to keep it going.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be like, oh, cool, I was happy for a month. Bye. Or I got what I wanted for a month. Bye. That would be scary in its own right. So that's a really interesting answer. That's a lot to think about. I thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I see Bette Davis.
Ooh.
Let's go see her. So here she is. So Elizabeth Taylor had a similar thing.
Yeah.
Since I didn't get to film her grave. Where it was like a big sarcophagus, kind of like this. Possibly, no, it was probably the same size. I wonder if sarcophagus is like how many sizes they come in. Like small, extra large, whatever. And there was definitely a statue, except by statue I mean almost as big as, like, wide as the sarcophagus, and then all the way up to, like, maybe past where that roof is. And it was an angel, if I'm remembering it correctly. So Bette Davis did it classy. And Liberace is on the other side of this, I think, and it's similar. Looks like she's with her mom and her sister, I think.
It's nice.
I think it's beautiful. I love it. She did it the hard way. Very true. The eyes herself. Are you a Bette Davis fan?
I'm not actually familiar with anything she's done.
You know the song, though, Bette Davis Eyes.
Yeah, of course.
It's a jam. I love that song.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You have Roku or, like, a smart TV?
Yeah.
There's all these old channels that are, like, old Hollywood movies that you can watch for free, but they'll interrupt you in the middle of a sentence for 4 commercials that are too loud. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like, those random... There's tons of Bette Davis movies. I watched so many in quarantine.
Yeah.
I loved them. Like, I think about the plots probably every month or two. Like, 2 of them just burned into my brain so much. And I find them so interesting because they're weirdly feminist. Because they're from the 30s, but I think it was before the Hays Code.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it was just such an interesting travel back in time.
Yeah.
So I'm obsessed with Bette Davis now. Like, this is a big one for me. I'm like,
that's cool.
I got super into her in the past year.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out because I don't think I've ever really watched anything before the Hays Code.
Yeah, and like, she's iconic for a reason. She's so distinctive looking, even in black and white, and she's so good. She was like the Meryl Streep of her generation.
Wow.
And like, I get why. Like, she was revered as like such a good actress, and it's deserving. So I'm obsessed. I love Bette Davis. I almost got a dog with big eyes, but then someone else in the wait list got it. But I was gonna name it Bette Davis. That big eyes. But instead, I got my little Grace Kelly girl, Lady Grimaldi. Hi. I can barely see the font, but there's my name. Can't tell if there's other names, but just like Cher, just Blair. Oh, that's creepy. We are walking around the Court of Remembrance. It's really hot. Yeah. We just went to 2 cremation storing rooms. I'm looking for Melvin Franklin from The Temptations. I think he's in there. Apparently there's a lot of them though. We've more or less decided, since it's so hot, we might call it when we find 1 or 2 more. Yeah. There's a lot in this section, but it's weirdly condensed. It's really hot today. Yeah. So this is my favorite part though of this cemetery. It's the most peaceful and the most scenic, in my opinion. Yeah, this is what I expected for the whole cemetery, but like, it was definitely very busy. So busy. Yeah. And patriotic, and burned hills, and redone lawns in the process of being redone. Like, it's usually prettier. Like, I don't love this cemetery, but I'm usually nicer to it, but they're doing so many renovations that's like making it even uglier. This is really pretty. I'll do a scan of all this. Nice. See you soon. The man, the myth, the legend. Liberace, son and brother, with his mom. And I guess his dad, too. Or uncle? Or, wait. Was his parents 20 years apart? I don't know who that is. Oh, maybe it's his brother.
I guess brother.
Yeah. I like that he was buried with family, just because...
That's nice.
Gay people of a certain era sometimes got ostracized from their families. So I don't know what the whole situation was. I'm far from a Liberace historian, but you see what I'm talking about? It's a very nice grave. It's very nice.
I like that metal work.
It's amazing. The piano is gorgeous. The signature is gorgeous. The angel or saint on top of him is gorgeous. But like, he has nothing on Elizabeth Taylor's grave. Like, he kept it classy.
Yeah, that is really nice.
It's a classy, decadent grave, whereas Elizabeth Taylor was like queen of the world, maybe universe. But wow, was he religious? This feels like a very, just because he has like a saint or something up here makes me think. Or do these sarcophaguses come with, because they all seem to have something on top of it.
I thought he was religious, because I thought he would go to church with his mother.
Oh, really?
I'm thinking of the HBO documentary.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
The
biopic.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see that. I don't know that.
I thought he always went to the church with his mom, but I could be mixing that up.
Well, a lot of older musicians grew up in churches singing, like a lot of Motown and soul singers, even to this day.
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, that's not even that far away.
Her quotes are messed up, and I'm like, I just have to fix them.
Aw, you're so nice. But yay. Another grave. All right, we called it quits. I look amazing. Oh my god.
I know, I was like, my hair.
It is so freaking hot.
It's very hot.
We were close to so many people, but it would involve us like Walking More in the Heat. I thought we were gonna find Melvin Franklin of the Temptations, which I'm a huge fan of, because he's in a cremation room. Those were so hot though. There was like another one or two, and I did not, because there's little large closets.
Yeah, it was
with a sunroof.
The heat was like trapped in there.
Yeah, so I was not up for that, even though I think we probably could have found them. And Carrie Fisher, Debbie Reynolds, Lenny from Motorhead, and then another person or two I'm kind of spacing on right now. We were in the right section. It was just, guys, it's so hot.
It's very hot.
So, any closing thoughts?
This cemetery's hot.
We've decided, because obviously I'm doing a part 2 for most of the cemeteries that I go to. I'm probably going to switch up guests, whether it means new guests coming for part 2 of like Westwood, or recurring guests coming to a different cemetery than the one that they went. But we decided we're going to bring Jen back for the part 2 episode, because there's too many people both of us wanted to see that are also on brand for our friendship. So it feels fitting that we should just do the 2-part as like the twins, the Pennsylvania goth creepy twins again. So we're thinking maybe closer to Halloween we'll film, although we were just saying it can be very hot here in October as well.
Fingers crossed that it's not.
So then you'll see us in December if that's the case, because I think you brought up a good point. There's been a lot of hot days that I've been filming, and some days I've remarked on it, some days I have not. But this is next to Mount Sinai Cemetery, and Cozy and I were talking about how hot we were for the entire time.
Yeah.
We're in the valley.
Yeah.
It's a different heat. If you're not in California, not in Los Angeles, it's a different thing. The valley is always 10 to 15 degrees hotter than like where Hollywood is, or Beverly Hills, or Santa Monica. Santa Monica and Venice is even colder because it's by the ocean. So I don't want to do any more valley stuff until like around Halloween, I feel like.
Yeah.
Just because it does get hot here in the fall. I'm losing my words. So yeah, I guess, I don't even know. I didn't even look at how long some of the footage was. I only got to ask her 1 or 2 death questions, so this might be a shorter episode, but I think we were, actually may have been succinct. We'll see. Maybe I'll have to edit that out. But I think it'll be a shorter episode, but we'll be back for a part 2 for sure. So
heck yeah.
Thank you for sweating this out with me, literally.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
It was fun.
Of course. It was fun. I'm glad we were on the same page. We're like, you know what? We found like a handful. Let's call it.
Yeah.
Oh, my hair looks great. Love growing up bangs.
Oh, no.
Pro tip, it's not fun. All right, till next time, stay alive.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.